Trinity #1 in 5 minutes or less. Let's go. Trinity is a new #1 in a long line of all these DC Rebirth one-shots and #1s. The difference being is that this one is amazing. Francis Manapul is writing, drawing, and also coloring the book. This issue is actually fairly small. It opens up and Diana and Bruce are actually going to the Kent farm to have dinner. Now Clark doesn't know that they're actually going to be showing up, and the whole time Lois is kind of talking about friends and how they need a new world, and this is their new world, and more than anything in the world, they actually just need people around them that they can trust, because they have no one there. So Bruce and Diana, it's really funny because the whole time Bruce is like, I don't want to do this, I don't really trust this guy, and he has to wear a suit. And John, which is Clark's son, he looks at him through the door, and his powers get a bit weird, and he ends up lasering Batman in the chest as Clark is actually coming home. And Clark has no idea this is happening. Lois has just kind of like sprung this on him, and they sit down to a very awkward meal because Clark believes that he knows who they are because he had friends like this on his world. Bruce doesn't know this version of Clark, so he's very, very much, it's like there's a wall there, and there's a whole big thing in the book about walls. And Lois and Diana, there's a rift there because Diana was in love with the Clark Kent of the New 52 Earth, and this is not her Clark. So there's kind of a weirdness there, and we get actually a really nice kind of history of each one of them about what they're doing now. Clark, we see his history with how the New 52 version began and how Batman met him. Diana is kind of catching us up on her book because Cheetah, there's a whole thing going on there with her. And then Clark actually tells a story about how whenever Bruce wore a rainbow suit to distract everybody because Robin's arm was broke, and the whole time everybody's laughing like, you wore a rainbow suit, Bruce? What's wrong with you? And Bruce is like, I have no memory of this conversation, because it's not the same Bruce, and they're all just trying to get together. And the whole time Bruce is being kind of a douche about it all, but you understand where it's coming from. But it all really kind of hits home whenever Lois and Diana, they're kind of sitting down talking, and Diana's like, I'm aware this is not this is not my Clark. There doesn't need to be any kind of weirdness here because my Clark is gone, so there's no feelings there. So they kind of make up, and Clark and Bruce actually, they put John to sleep, and then Bruce and him kind of bond over them both having sons, and it's really, really cute. And then the ending of the issue, I don't want to get into it because it's kind of vague and weird. All three of them are out there and they're talking. There's a voice from the barn actually saying Clark, and they go in to find out what it is. And the whole time there's this weird plant growing up around it. It's all going to become something huge, but it this issue is very small. It focuses on just the three of them and how they're going to exist in this new world where Clark is there. It's not their Clark, and the League is not his League, but they still need to have a bond because the world depends on the three of them being together. So it's really good. The art, because Manapul is drawing and coloring it is wonderful. It's very fluid. It's simple, but not in a really horrible way. It's just great. I mean, the book is awesome. Also, it's only $3. It's also only going to be a monthly book, which is great. So if you're interested at all in the League book is not really your thing, you want more of kind of a personal story that's a lot of fun, then Trinity is definitely the one to go to. That's it for this week's episode of the Short Stack. If you like what we're doing, then be sure to subscribe to us and head over to comicplunder.com and check out everything that we're doing there. Also, in the comments below, let me know what you think the ending is, because I would love to know what other people's thoughts are on this. All right, we will see you next week.